Well, hello, boys and girls. Welcome to our live show. This is Christmasful. I am Sunny the Elf, and look who's joining me.
Hi there, Sonny.
Hello, Santa. How are you doing today?
I am doing fine, thank you.
So, if you guys are just checking out our show for the first time, again, this is called Christmasful, and this is a live show that we do. Right now, we're doing it Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays for the most part. We may have to change up the date a little bit, but this is our gift to you, boys and girls. We know this year is a little bit different when it comes to Christmas and what you may or may not be able to do. We know a lot of events are being canceled or postponed, and you may not be able to spend as much time with Santa as you normally would. So that's why Santa and I decided to take our show to you guys this year and to go live. And we are live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can check out all of our great content at Christmasful.com. I'll put the website up here. So, boys and girls, keep in mind you do need permission before you get on the computer and you check things out. But at this website, we not only have all of the Christmasful videos that we're doing, so we'll archive them there, but we also have an awesome podcast that you guys can check out called Millennial Santa. Santa, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about our podcast and what it's about?
It's about everything. We started this podcast, a few years ago, I think, wasn't it, Sonny?
Yeah.
And it basically came down to children asking questions. And, Sonny asked me one day, she says, Santa, what do the children ask you? And I said, man, you wouldn't believe some of the questions I get. So Sonny got out there, and there's a whole story behind this, backstory. We had a young boy from down below the Arctic Circle got a hold of our radio station and asked some questions. So we started answering them on podcasts. A lot of fun. Just about every question that you can imagine. Sometimes it challenges me even, but we get an answer for you.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And like Santa said, we've been doing this for a few years and we're releasing new episodes now too. So we have daily episodes that are released now through Christmas. So you can subscribe to our podcast. You guys can even still submit questions to Santa if you want. So not only can you listen to what other kids have asked in the past, but you can also submit new questions to Santa. And it's great because we give you credit on the show. We say your name, we say what state or country you're from, and then we read your question. In fact, through Christmasful.com, through our website, if your parents or your guardian says it's okay, you can record with your voice a question for Santa, and then we can play your recording on the podcast. So we have a couple of those episodes. A couple kids have already done that, and we're going to be releasing some of those episodes this coming week, actually. So that's a lot of fun. So I encourage you guys to check that out. We're also in the process of adding some really cool features to the site. We're doing Christmas crafts. In fact, a little bit later on today, you're going to get a little sneak peek of that. And this is just fun things that you can do with your family. They're really easy crafts. A lot of the stuff that you can find, right in your home. So it's not something you necessarily have to go to the store to get. But what Santa and I are trying to show you guys is there's little things that you can do to help make somebody's day just a little bit better, right? You don't have to have a lot of money. That's not what Christmas is about, right, Santa?
That's right. And I'm looking over here on my sidebar, and I see there's a Sherry Solinsky, and she says, hi, Santa, and hi, Sonny.
Hi, Sherry.
It's nice to hear from you, Sherry.
I love it. And that's a good thing to point out, Santa, is that during our live shows, we want you guys to connect with us. We want you guys to ask questions. And so whether you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook, you can go ahead and comment. And I'm going to try to hop in there too. Sometimes it's a little difficult when Santa and I are talking, but I'm going to try to get in there and comment with you guys. But any questions you have for Santa or us or the North Pole or how things work, we'd be happy to answer those questions. And we'll try to remind you throughout today's program. So yeah, check out our website. It's Christmasful.com. All right. Well, Santa, we have a special guest joining us today. One of my favorite elves.
That's what I understand.
Yes.
He is one of my favorite elves too, and he is crafty.
He's
And in
very
fact, he's very crafty. And well, why don't you go ahead and introduce Sayer, our crafty elf?
Hi, Sayer. Welcome to Christmasful.
Hi.
So Sayer loves to do crafts, and he asked me because we've only done a couple episodes of Christmasful, and I was talking to Sayer about the last craft we did on the last episode. Remember the candy cane reindeer? Well, he loved it so much. I said, "Well, that would really help me out, Sayer, if you would help me with the crafts, right? Because there's a lot to do to get ready for Christmasful each time we do one of these episodes." And so he said, "Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it." And so I said, "Okay, you're so crafty anyways. You can be our elf that focuses in on the Christmas crafts that we do for Christmasful." So, Sayer, let's go ahead and let's tell people a little bit about the craft that we're going to do today. Now, we may change this up, boys and girls, on how we do our crafts. We're talking about maybe bringing in some other cameras to show you guys how to actually do the craft. We've talked maybe about doing a video to show you how to do the craft and playing that video on the show. But since this is only the third episode that we've done, we're still trying to do some different things. So what we've done today is I've asked Sayer the elf to go through and to do the craft already. So in just a second here, we're going to show you what the finished craft looks like. And then we're going to take you step by step how to do it. So we're not actually going to do the craft with you today, but we're going to show you how it's done. We're also going to show you what it looks like. And then a little bit later on today, I'm going to put the directions for this on Christmasful.com. So if you have a few minutes, if you want to find something this weekend to do with your family, this is a great craft. I'm sure mom and dad, grandma and grandpa would love to hang this up because it's really beautiful. So Sayer, let's go ahead and tell people a little bit about this. So we made a Christmas wreath, which Santa, oh my goodness, Santa loves Christmas wreaths, right, Santa?
That's right. And this is a fantastic one. Go ahead, Sayer, and kind of explain to us how you started with this.
So what you want to do first of all is you want to get some shades of green construction paper like how I did. And then you want to basically keep on making hand things out of paper as it shows in the image. And then you want to get a piece of cardboard or a base. And then you want to basically glue them all to that. And then as you see I did do some pom-poms that aren't in the final picture, but I added some pom-poms and then, of course, the ribbon.
Yeah, now, Sayer, do you use your handprint to make those?
Yeah.
Ah, that's very good. That's very thoughtful. If Grandma and Grandpa knew about that, they'd really get excited. I often thought too, behind that, you may be able to use like a big piece of cardboard, like a pizza box cover.
Oh, that's a good idea, Santa. Yeah.
I like pizza.
We all like pizza.
Everyone likes pizza.
Well, that's a really good idea because one of the things that we found in doing this craft is that the instructions that we were working with suggested that you just use construction paper for the circle part. You see where we've got the cardboard. It suggests that you just do construction paper, but that wasn't big enough for us. And so what we actually did is we found like an old box, like a box that would come in the mail, if you guys get stuff sent to you from different stores in the mail. And so we flattened that box out and then we used a plate, like you can go into your kitchen and find a big plate and that will make a perfect circle if it's a circle plate, right? If it's shaped like a circle.
Yeah.
And so then you find a smaller plate and then you can trace around that as well. And that's how you get those two different circles. But, and the nice part is that doesn't have to be perfect because you're not going to see those circles. Because I know sometimes it's hard to cut into cardboard and stuff like that. But you can see with the final piece here that you don't really see that, right? That's just to glue the handprint.
It is, yeah. Sayer, that's a pretty ingenious way of doing it. Have you ever tried doing it with different color handprints?
No.
No?
This is my first time doing it.
Is that right? Well, you're a crafty guy, so I think you're going to come up with some good ideas on this. Also, I think you might try that pizza box cover. Also, it's good because See, you can't recycle the bottom of the box, but you can
Mhm.
recycle the top. The bottom's got a lot of pizza grease in it usually. But
Yeah.
yeah, the top of the box would make a big circle.
Yeah.
So yeah, it might be a good idea on that. I like your idea there, Sayer. Really cool.
And I think it was good too to use, to your point, Santa, you could make a really colorful wreath too, right? You could do all different types of colors. For this one, we were trying to stick with colors that looked more like green leaves. And it was kind of cool how Sayer did the light green with the dark green. I think that worked really cool. But you could do red and green, right? Christmas colors if you want. And then yeah, it's really cool. And you could even do one like with the whole family where it's a family wreath. So it's not just one person's handprint, but maybe you could get your mom and dad together or grandma and grandpa, and they could have like the bigger handprints. So you could do a layer of that. And then you can have the little, your brothers and sisters. You guys could do like the smaller handprints around it. And like Sayer said, we don't have a picture of like what looks like the little berries here. I'll take it back here. Sayer, can you show up the wreath one more time, the finished wreath, so we can see?
Yeah.
There you go. So where the little berries are, right? The little red kind of dots, you could just do that with construction paper too. You don't have to have something fancy like that, but we happen to have some stuff that was a little more shiny and fancy. And Santa, I love the shiny, fancy stuff. So I told Sayer to use that. And then what you do is you see that shiny ribbon. Say if you can lower it just a little bit. So then you just take some ribbon, and it doesn't matter, it can be whatever ribbon you want. And then you just tie a little bow, and then that's how you hang it. So you could hang it on a door or on the wall, or perhaps there's a way to hang it on your fridge. But yeah, we can't have too many Christmas wreaths, right, Santa?
That's right. And actually, Sherry Solinsky said here, she said, helping hands for Christmas wreaths. Good job. And that comes,
Yay!
yes.
Oh, Gloria wants to know why Mrs. Claus isn't on the show. Maybe in the future.
Is that directed at me?
Oh, it might be. Well, I don't have the answer. Do you have the answer, Santa?
No, I don't have the answer. It's hard
don't.
for me sometimes to keep up with Mrs. Claus. I got a lot of duties, a lot of different jobs. So I'll have to get a hold of her one of these days, and maybe when we sit down for supper, ask her why she doesn't come on the show. So
yeah, well, we'll have to have her on the show because
we'll have to work. I'll have to have you work on her.
Okay, I'll have to talk to her a little bit and see if we can get Mrs. Claus on the show for sure. Well, Sayer, thank you so much for that craft. Do you want to hang around with us a little bit? Because I think Santa is going to show us some of his Christmas items that are around his home that he really loves. Some of the ones, his mementos that he loves the most. Sayer, do you want to stick around for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay. Sure. All right. Sure. So I just want to remind you guys, as we're chatting, we want to chat with you guys as well. So as you're watching this video, even if you're watching it later and you didn't, watch it live, that's fine. Go ahead and leave us a comment. And again, make sure you check out our website, which is Christmasful.com, because there's a lot of other ways you can get involved. Okay. So Santa, I'm going to turn this over to you a little bit. You can give us a little show and tell with Santa Claus and take it away.
Okay, thank you, Sunny. I brought a few of my mementos, and Sunny asked me. She says, just some of the things that you really like, and I have rooms full of mementos that I've collected over the years that have been gifts to me. But some of these here kind of really mean a lot. And to start with, I have a Saint Nicholas. This is a Saint Nicholas. What do you call it? Ceramic doll. And as you can see, he's got his shaft, and he's got his red cloak on, and he's got his bag. And then in the back, you can actually see where he's carrying sticks for his fire. And St. Nicholas used to travel a lot across the Turkey and Greek and up Eastern Europe, and to help the children and to give things. And a lot of times he used to announce himself. You can see this is a drum. So this is a very unique casting, and I really enjoy it.
Santa, where is that in your home? Like, where do you typically keep that?
I have a room that's set aside with all kinds of Santa memorabilia. It's kind of like one of my offices. I have a desk in there that I will sit down and write letters to from time to time. But I have a lot of different things in there. Actually, Mrs. Claus tells me it's my junk room, but it's mostly all Santa memorabilia, pictures from some of the children and stuff like that. So, um, another one that I have, and this one is a wood carving, and it is from St. Petersburg. Yeah, St. Petersburg in Russia.
Oh, wow.
And it's all done in blue. You can see his blue. The bag is blue, but he's got his white beard and his white hair, and he still carries his staff. But it's all done in blue and gold.
Okay.
Very, very ornate Santa. And this is, like I said, from St. Petersburg, and that's in Russia. So you'll get an idea of how the Russian children and the Russians perceive Santa in many cases.
I like how he has like a blue, what was that, kind of a robe, like a blue robe? Because we
Oh yeah,
usually
his
see you in
robe,
red.
his robe is all blue, and then
Yeah.
it's got the gold down the front, and then he's got his white fur on this side. There we go. The
Yeah.
white fur, and then around his sleeves, the white fur, just like I have on my red suits. My red traveling suits are like that, but this is just a little bit different, and it's wood. This is all hand carved,
Right.
so it's really pretty. You can see the face on it,
That is.
and really nice. I enjoy looking at all these, and this one this one gave me a laugh. I enjoyed this. I got this one from down in Mexico way, and
Oh my.
it's it's a Santa, and you'll see he's got his sombrero on, and he's got his red pants on, and he's got a little doll off to the side here, and then his Christmas tree, and oh yeah, and Mexican Santa, he's got his guitar.
Oh,
So he
yeah.
can do singing some Mexican Christmas song. And actually, this is not a Mexican Santa. This is Papa Noel. Okay.
Okay.
And down south of the border, and actually even in France, they call it Papa Noel, not Santa Claus. So, and it's a lot. He gives me a big smile every time I see him. Now, this one. This is part of a Russian nesting doll, and I opened it up so much. Basically, a nesting doll is a doll within a doll within a doll. Some of the stories are this is the baby.
Okay.
So this is a Santa nesting doll from Russia, and this is a baby. So this is this baby Santa.
Okay.
Okay, he goes in there, and then this is closed on top.
Okay.
And now you have a young Santa. The young Santa will go inside another one like this. And that is a juvenile Santa. That juvenile Santa will go inside a adult Santa, and poof, yes, come on, be good to me. They're finally put together. Anyway, the juvenile Santa will go inside the Santa who I am today, and this is the Santa. And one of the stories behind this, did I put that on right? I don't think so.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
squeaky.
It squeaks. It's tight. It's very, very tight. And it all fits inside this. This is Santa today. And what this is telling you, it's a little story in itself. within each one of us, there are a lot of different parts. There are a lot of different people within inside of us. So you see Santa here today, and then way back you go into when Santa was a baby. So
Okay.
I thought this was kind of cute. Again, I got this in Russia.
Oh,
So
wow.
a lot of Eastern Europeans celebrate Santa in different ways. This here, let me get it so I don't drop it. This here is I keep it in a case. This here is the original Polar Express conductor's watch.
Oh,
This
wow.
is what they carried on the original Polar Express, the original conductor. And when he retired, he gave me his watch. So if you ever watched the movie, The Polar Express, this is the watch. And he'll pull us out. But this is the real one. This is a real watch. And it is from the late 1800s to early 1900s. So,
Wow.
and it's heavy, very, very heavy. It's not battery operated. It's all wind up.
You don't plug it into the wall to
No,
charge
you
it.
don't plug it in, and it doesn't have digital. But it's you.
Does it still work, Santa?
Oh yes, works, keeps really good time.
Oh,
I use it actually after Thanksgiving. I'll carry it with me all the time because
okay.
we're on a wind up for Christmas. Now this you've heard it talked about on some of my podcasts and some of my shows, and I think even earlier we were talking about how does Santa get into some of the houses.
Yeah.
This is the magic key,
Oh my
okay?
goodness. Yeah.
And it is one of a kind. It is gold, and you'll see here if you look at it, it's whoop, 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 there we go.
Oh, it has
It's
your
got
initials.
an SC. It's got my initials on it, and then it has the globe. This is the world globe below it, and then we have the C, and then at the bottom you actually have the North Star in the key itself.
Oh,
And that's where a
neat.
lot of the power comes for this to open just about any door that needs to be opened. It's magic. And it only works for me at Christmas.
Mm,
And so, I take very good care of it. You'll see on the sides of it. Oops, let me get it up here. You can see the jewels
yeah.
around the edges and everything. It's just a really, really nice key. And I keep it protected and basically locked away. And let me see here. Oh, this is a fun one. I got this as a gift a couple of years ago from Walt Disney.
Aww.
That's cool.
And that's Minnie Mouse kissing
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Aw, how cute. And then you got
And
the
I
snow.
like the song.
That's a good song. We need to, Santa, we're going to have to sing at some point here on Christmasful. We're going to have to sing some songs. I'm feeling.
Do we have to?
You have a good voice. What are you talking about?
No, I
Maybe
do
we
not.
can get some other elves on here that might be able to sing, and we'll have to do some Christmas carols.
Is that right?
Like that.
Okay. All right. So, how are we doing?
We're doing good. Thank you
Okay.
for showing that to us. Do you have more, or is that it?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I got one here. It's a very, very beautiful and ornate snow globe, but it's not really a snow globe. It's just in a globe itself. But you can see the little toy shop and the bench and the toys and the train up above. I got a train. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. Right up here at the top
Oh yeah, I see it.
and stuff. It's just a real pretty one, and I've always enjoyed it. Actually, I hang it on the tree. We do. I kind of took
Oh.
it off the tree, so
Is it
it's one of
heavy?
my favorite. No, they're really lightweight. It's hand blown glass
Okay.
and wooden foundation. It's kind of like, you ever seen like a ship in a bottle?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
It's done like that because it's you look at it. Oops, yeah. it's all hand blown. You can see in the top here the twist
Oh,
of the
yeah.
glass, and the glass comes down to the bottom, and then it's just a wooden base
Okay.
at the bottom, and really
Aw,
nice, really
that
nice
is
one.
really
I
nice.
enjoy it. Well,
I
that's
know.
about it. I got a couple other snow globes here, and Santa Clauses, but that's pretty much wraps it up. I was looking for it today. I have a few things that I've collected from Greece. I got
Okay.
some jumping ropes, Santa jumping ropes, and then I
You
also
actually do
have.
it? Do you do it?
Oh, no, I don't do it. You got to be kidding me.
Well, after eating
I,
a lot of
I I can't
cookies,
even jump in the sleigh anymore. I got steps to get me in and out of it. So
right?
no, no, there ain't no jump. There ain't no jumping for Santa. It doesn't happen too much, you know. I do squats and things like that, but I don't
Right?
do no jumping. But
I had
yeah,
to
I have a
ask.
few things, a few gay gifts that are kind of funny. Somebody gave me a reindeer that poops raisins.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I heard that sayer. That's a whoa. Yeah. But I have a few things. I could spend all day long on all my toys that I have.
Oh
I have
yeah.
deep collections of ceramic Santas from around the world and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
maybe another time. What do we got here? Christmasful, Christmas, boys and girls.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So
I've
yeah,
been
you've been
posting
writing
some
while I've
stuff.
been talking.
I have. I'm posting stuff. So if you guys see me in there, I'm just trying to get you guys to connect with us and ask Santa your questions. Sarah, I know you have some other crafty stuff to get to. So we're going to say goodbye to you. Thank you so much for showing us how to make the wreath and being on Christmasful today.
You're
Yes,
welcome. Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you, Sarah. And I look forward to your next craft, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us. It's nice to
Right?
have the elves come on.
It is. We'll have to have more
It
elves on
is.
the show for sure. All
We'll
right.
have
Bye,
to do
Sayer.
that.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, busy little elves, busy little elves. So, one of the things that we want to do here at Christmasful is to, I know boys and girls, you have a lot of questions about the North Pole and Santa Claus and probably the elves too. So we wanted to take some time during each show to focus on something that we think you guys may want to know a little bit more about. And today we're going to talk a little bit. One of the things, Santa, and I know you've heard the buzz around the North Pole, but there's a lot that's going on down below the Arctic Circle right now, especially in the United States. So depending on where everyone is watching us from, I know every country is a little bit different, but the elves, there's a lot of talk going on. And I know we wanted to talk a little bit about this and kind of share our perspective on things that are happening. So Santa, I'll let you take it from here.
Well, Sonny, and it has been. It's been a topic that keeps coming up at the North Pole. It wasn't all that long ago that we were completely isolated, so most of the elves didn't really know what went on below the Arctic Circle. I mean, every so often they'd hear something about a news flash, and news does spread. But I remember back during World War II, where the whole world was in a mess and it was really rough. And the elves got a little nervous. They were kind of like, what's going to happen to us up here? We don't have an army, and we don't have governments, and we don't have this. Nice, we calmed them down, and eventually it all went away. Uh, they lost a lot of lives down there below the Arctic Circle. And, you'd think with that many lives lost that they would stop fighting each other, but so be it. But recently, the elves have been asking me about governments, and it's like you mentioned, the governments of the United States of America, and the governments of Great Britain, and the governments of France, and the governments of Russia and Turkey. And they were asking, she says, what is all this government stuff? And he says, how come we don't have a government up here? And I says, well, governments make laws to keep everybody going the same direction and doing the same thing. And if they don't have enough laws, they'll make new laws. And she said, like, what kind of laws? And I says, well, right now, with the COVID virus down there, they're making laws about who you can see and who you can be close to, and
Yeah.
what you got to wear, if you got to put a mask on, and so on. And they go, why? Why do we have that? I says, up here at the North Pole, we're lucky. We don't have a government. Closest thing we have to a government is probably Mrs. Claus.
I'm going to tell her you said that.
because because when Mrs. Claus says something, it pretty much goes to boot. Everybody's going to follow in line.
Yeah.
But up here, um, we deal with everybody with kindness, and we try to treat each other with kindness. And so if we know, we won't say something to somebody if we know that might hurt their feelings. So as an act of kindness, we won't say something. And we try to look at different aspects, their side of it. I mean, arguments, we do have arguments. Trust me. I'm always breaking up arguments with the elves, but those are just arguments. When I say break it up, I kind of, okay, guys, why don't you stop, think about it, see where the other person's coming from, and then work it out between the two of you. And they usually do. The other thing is respect. A lot of laws that governments make are because people don't have respect for each other. So the government says, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't call somebody names. You can't hit somebody. And that's really disrespect. I mean, if you respect somebody, you're not going to call them names. You're not going to try to make them feel bad. You're going to have respect for them.
Right.
So, I went through this a lot with the elves and stuff. And then there's a biggie. And we have this up here at the North Pole. It's called society norms. Our society has rules, and you might say norms, because the norms are kind of like a rule, but it's things that we do out of normal practice. If we see somebody that needs some help, we help them. If we see somebody that's injured, we'll help them. And if we need to share our meal with somebody, I've seen it. I've seen the elves at times. They'll be out there and they're marching along in a hurry. They get out of the factory and they run up to get something to eat. And as they're getting something to eat, they drop it. Well, there goes their lunch. Well, I've seen elves come and help them out, share their lunches with them or their dinners, and candy canes. Oh, gosh. Mrs. Claus gets those candy canes out there. It's not only Rudolph going after them, it's the elves, too. They love nothing better than a just cool down candy cane. And but I've seen them share. And it's one thing I have a lot of respect for up here at the North Pole is the fact that, we don't need governments to tell us what to do. We don't need people out there to make rules for us. Now, there are rules that need to be there. It's kind of like if you're going to go fast on a sled or a bobsled, or actually one of those snowmobiles.
Oh yeah.
If we start having accidents on those snowmobiles, we'd probably make people put on seatbelts.
Right.
And I understand down below. Matter of fact, I got myself an international driver's license, and a lot of places I go, I have to wear seatbelts. That's the law. But at the same time, I don't go all that fast either. Well, Mrs. Claus says I do, but But yeah, and I will, if I'm in different countries, I'll wear a seatbelt. And my biggest problem is remembering which side of the road to drive on. See, up here, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter up here.
There's no roads. Just keep driving. So, that's one of the things. And I thought I'd talk about it today, with the children down below the Arctic Circle. And you have governments, and these governments are not being good people. Just saying that. So don't worry about it. Someday you will be older and you'll be able to run these governments. And if you're running these governments, use kindness, use respect, and then use sharing. And that's what's important. And, And when you look at somebody, remember that not everybody thinks like you do. I mean,
And that's okay because we celebrate all the elves up here. We really
yeah,
celebrate the differences between us. I told you guys in a previous episode, I like the lemon candy canes, and other elves may not like lemon candy canes. They like the peppermint
right.
candy canes, but that's okay.
So
And
yeah,
actually, I like that other people don't like the lemon ones because then I get all the lemon ones to
get all the
myself.
ones. Well, just look at Sayer. Sayer's crafty,
He's
and
crafty.
he's really crafty, and he's good with his hands and thinking up things to make.
That's
That's
right.
important. A lot of our elves are really, really good, but they're good at doing the same thing every day, and they really don't think up new things. But that's
Yeah.
okay because when we got to build 50,000 trains,
Oh boy. Yeah.
you want somebody on that assembly line that does the same thing every day and knows exactly what he's doing. You
Yeah.
don't need somebody that's going to stop and think and reinvent the wheel
Yeah.
at the last minute. And that'll take up a lot of time. So everybody has their idea. Everybody has their place and their time for that. But I talk to the children when I see them. I talk to the elves. I go, governments will be governments. There's nothing that we can do about it, until the children are old enough to be the government themselves, and maybe they'll change it to the
Yeah.
better. There's always hope, and we should always be hopeful that these things will happen. So that's kind of my word on governments today. After that, I'll get out of that business.
Well, I think it's important that children have an idea of what's going on. And I think that was a good explanation. And I think the bottom line is that you want to treat other people the way you want to be treated, right? In anything that you
Yeah,
do in life. And so we try to do that as much as possible up here at the North Pole. And you may have, differences of opinion with other people. And that's okay, but it's important to stay respectful. And I always think, Santa, it's a good idea to try to put yourself in their shoes.
it
Trying
is.
to
It's a good idea.
come at the conversation or really think about, well, why do they feel that way? And it's okay to ask questions if you're
Well,
polite,
that's what we do up here at the North Pole.
Yeah.
We don't jump to conclusions. I'm just reading the sidebar, and just to lighten things up again, I see this Sherry Solinsky wrote again. She goes, "Why does Rudolph's nose shine at night?" And then she writes, "Because he's a light sleeper." Got to keep an eye on this girl, I think, because I think she's going to be a jokester, and we may be seeing more of her.
Yeah, possibly. I have a whole joke book of Christmas jokes. I haven't brought them out on the show yet. I figure I'd save that. But I literally have a whole book of jokes, a whole bunch of stuff.
Well,
And
you better hide that book, because if Mrs. Claus finds it,
oh, I
she will
know.
get a hold of it and try to go through it. She prides herself on her daily jokes, and I always love that. I like a person that has a good sense of humor and can make me laugh, which
Right.
you do too, Sonny. You make me laugh from time to time. Mrs.
I
Claus
try.
makes me laugh all the time, so
It's good to laugh. It's good to
it
laugh.
is.
Well, Santa, that's really all we had planned for today. So I know, boys and girls, it's the weekend. This is the first time we've gone live over the weekend. So you guys may be out playing, which I hope you are. I hope you get outside and either if you've got snow, you should be playing in the snow, dress warm. And if you don't have snow yet, or you're not going to get snow, then play outside with the sunshine and just have fun. But I wanted to remind you guys that we are doing Christmasful, this show right here. We're doing it 3 times a week. If you find this video, we want you to share it with your friends and your family, because again, this is our way of giving back to you guys. We know a lot of you aren't going to be able to meet with Santa this year just because of COVID, and maybe some things are being canceled. So we want to give you an opportunity to do that online. So we're going to be going live
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesdays, and most Saturdays. I think we have a couple Saturdays, Santa, that we switched to Sundays. So the schedule is on our website, which I'll go ahead. I'll put that up here real quick so you guys
I'll
can
have to
see.
make sure I check my calendar.
Yeah.
Also, want everybody to know it's dark up here.
Yeah.
It's dark up here at the North Pole, and we will be dark for a long time. Actually, December 21st is the shortest day of the year. And after
Right.
that, it starts getting a little bit lighter. But yeah, it's starting to get dark up here and don't see much sunshine. If we do, it just kind of peaks up for a little bit and then goes away.
That's why I was telling the
So
boys and girls, if you have sun, get out there
enjoy
and
it.
enjoy the sun because we don't have a lot of
Yeah.
it up here right now.
I do get a chance to go south, and
Uh-huh.
I do a lot of that. Just make appearances from time to time and kind of check in on the children and stuff.
Right.
And it's enjoyable. I don't come back and rub it in, and I don't go down there and get a tan and bring it home. So
It might
because I
look a
know.
little silly if Santa had a tan. I'm not sure about that.
Well, I think the elves would get a little jealous too. Like
That's
Santa,
true.
what are you doing?
That's true. Well, this was fun, Santa. I appreciate you making some time in your day. I know we've got some recordings that we're going to do in just a little bit for our podcast. I mentioned that earlier. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You can go to christmasful.com and we have our episodes up there. Our podcast is called Millennial Santa, and the episodes are super short. They're only a few minutes long, so you won't get bored, I promise. But in each episode, we have a child that asks us a question, and it could be related to the North Pole. It could just be focused on Santa, or perhaps I've even had some questions asked, about me and what it's like to be an elf and things like that. So whatever questions you have, you can go to christmasful.com. You can actually record your voice in saying the question to us, and we can use that on the show. Or you can send us an email. So there's a bunch of different ways you can get in touch with us. And yeah, make sure you do that as quickly as possible. We're going to do
Oh
some more
yeah,
recordings later
because
on today.
I always enjoy being challenged by a good question. It
Yeah.
really does.
They come up with some
And,
good
and
ones, don't they?
I've come across the good ones. I've had to study astrophysics and quantum mechanics, and which has been kind of helpful too. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I
When they
enjoy a good question.
when they start asking the questions about how the sleigh operates, that's when we've got to get out the manual and go, okay, now.
Should get a
Or
hold of Elvis.
yes, exactly. Elvis the elf, because he maintains the sled, doesn't he? That's one of his
Yes, he does.
main
Yeah,
jobs.
he's the chief mechanic.
That's
He's
right.
it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
he
Well,
has that prestigious title.
yes, he does. Well, boys and girls, that wraps up Christmasful for today. Again, if you like this, please share it with your friends, your family. Maybe your teacher even wants to know about it. Maybe you could be watching this for a little bit in school. Who knows? But we're going to be doing this all the way up through Christmas. And we look forward to the next time that we get to see you all. So I'm going to play us out with a little bit of Christmas music. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye,
Ho,
Santa.
ho, ho. Bye bye. And remember, keep the spirit of Christmas in your heart all year through.